you feel like the more you're chasing, the more she's pulling away? So you meet someone, you like feel a connection, and then all of a sudden you catch yourself being like obsessive over their text. I am here to spill the tea. I am giving you everything you need to know. Talk about attachment, how it affects dating, and how you're actually gonna lead and succeed with girls coming from a secure masculine place. Most attachment and dating content is for women. I'm just gonna say it. There's no woman out there who's there trying to help the men. If you guys don't know me, my name is Neethi. I am everything advice, self-confidence, dating. I'm your older sister. I work in mental health, and I've also done a thesis on attachment style. So everything I say is backed in research and experience. So we're gonna start off by explaining like what is attachment, because we need to back it up here. Guys don't even know like why they're acting the way that they're acting or why they're feeling the way that they're feeling. So I'm gonna teach you guys about this concept of attachment, okay? Attachment is basically something that stems from inconsistencies in your childhood or like previous relationships. It's like, think of it as like something that you went through that like affects the way that you're dating and the way that you're feeling right now. There are 3 types of attachment styles. There's anxious, there's avoidant, and then there's secure. Okay, so I'm gonna briefly just touch on these, but we're gonna mostly focus on anxious attachment because I feel like you guys are the ones that are probably watching this video. The definition of literally feeling anxiously attached is having an insecure attachment style, which is a strong desire for closeness and intimacy, but you have a little bit of a fear of abandonment and rejection. So you need constant reassurance and validation, and you have a hard time trusting people. And if you have this attachment style, you're probably overly dependent, and maybe you struggle with like distance and separation. You're kind of like perceiving things as rejection a lot. You kind of get really anxious when they're not answering. So how you date as someone who has like sometimes these anxious tendencies. When you're anxious, you think that the more intense the relationship, the better the connection. You sometimes confuse like the pursuit and like the chase of like having a woman or like liking somebody with like actual attraction. When I say this, I mean like you might have had experiences where like you were just kind of obsessed with like getting this person to want you back, or like getting this person to want you because of, like the dopamine hits or like it feels good, more than like how much you actually like the person. You often think that like distance or somebody taking space from you or somebody like not always responding to you is like rejection. And I know sometimes you don't explicitly think this because like I was somebody who was anxiously attached. You have to know like this person's just taking some space or this person's just busy, like they don't reject me, but like your body and the way that you feel is because like you actually subconsciously think that this is rejection, and so you want to chase them even more and get them to like respond to you, get them to make sure they want you, and so that you could feel good again. You really just want their attention and their approval. Sometimes you think this like anxious tendency is like the chase, like I'm just chasing her, I just want her, I just have feelings for her, like this is the chase, it's masculine, like men chase. But it's different when you're chasing from anxiety. That is not the chase, that is fear. Oftentimes when you're anxious, like you kind of feel like the girl is like above you on the pedestal a little bit. Based on how she responds is like how your mood is, or like you are just always thinking of her. Like you're not putting yourself and your needs and like what you want and like what you have to do with your day like above her. It's kind of like you wake up, you want her, is she responding to me? Does she want me? Is she cheating on me? I'm kind of like putting her above you on the pedestal, to be honest. That is not, oh my god, I'm just chasing her. That is coming out of a fear. There's a big difference. We're gonna talk about the chase. What I want to explain to you, masculine energy leads. If you know anything about masculine and feminine energy and you really want, you're a man and you're in your masculine energy and you claim that, masculine energy leads. They're not in this anxious mood that I was like just describing of like, is she doing this to me? I want her attention. Why isn't she texting me back? They're not doing that. They lead. They're leaders. A man in his masculine energy knows he's the catch. He isn't needing the outcome of being with her. He isn't needing to end up with her. He isn't needing her to want him back. He kind of just like knows he's the catch. Yes, he's a leader and he can take action, but it's not a need and a fear. We're going to talk about the difference between chasing and leading. Once again, the chase is often in social media, like men are chasers, like you have to chase, like it's the chase. The chase that happens between like girls and guys, especially these days, is honestly just like an anxious cycle and like negative pattern. It's like who wants who's winning, who's getting the reassurance, who's texting who first. Sometimes it's the girls who are the anxious ones, sometimes it's the guys. The chase is really not actually like what you think it is. Masculine men who are actually like healthy and like good and like they don't have these types of anxieties, they're leaders, they're not chasers. The difference between leading and chasing is completely different. Leaders, they plan, they're individualistic. They ask somebody to out when they want them, they plan the dates, they're good with the times, they're okay to tell people that they like them, but they're not chasing the girl and she's running the other direction. They're not sitting there like, does she want me? Oh my god, does she like me? Like, is she gonna leave me? Is she gonna cheat on me? What's she doing? Why is she not responding to me? That's not a chase. That's not a leader either. You have to be a leader. You have to stand in your worth. I know I'm the shit. I know I have XYZ qualities. I know I'm a good person. I know that a girl's lucky to have me. Therefore, I'm gonna lead. I'm gonna take the energy as a man. I'm gonna like guide her. I'm gonna take the initiative with her. I'm gonna make the plans, but I'm not chasing her where she's like not even reciprocating the energy and I'm like in an anxiety. That is the big difference between chasing and leading. You wanna be a leader. You don't wanna be a chaser. Now, the next thing I'm going to go into is the advice. This is what you're here in this video for. I already know. What are you going to do about this feeling and how are you going to get on track? Okay, some of you guys might already be talking to a girl. Some of you guys just might have ended something and you're just realizing this about you now. You need to recognize when you're feeling anxious. Somebody looking at your story and they haven't replied to your text. Why does that feel like a fucking rip to your gut? Like, why do I feel like someone just punched me in the stomach when that happened? Because what does that signal to you? Oh, I'm anxious right now. That's what that stomach feeling is. Because this person is ignoring me. What is your body taking like that ignoring as? Rejection. Taking things as rejection. That's anxiety. That's anxious attachment. Them leaving you on red. Anxious attachment. Them not responding to you for 5 hours because they're out with their friends and you're spiraling. That's an anxious attachment. Especially because a lot of the times logically, now I'm not saying that maybe you have like major trust issues with the person, that's different, but a lot of the times like logically, okay, they looked at my Instagram story and they didn't reply to my text. Like, how many times have we done that? That's not that big of a deal. And if you're actually healthy and you're a leader and you're a man and you're secure in yourself, you're able to understand that like they could have just gone on Instagram and like not opened your message yet. It's not that serious. They're probably out with their friends having fun. Why do you jump to that they're cheating on you? You need to recognize when you're having these anxiety feelings and stop yourself right there. The most important thing you can do to help yourself is to not go and text her and double text her and ask her where she is and call her. That is going to turn a woman off. It's going to turn a healthy woman off. Sometimes girls who are like have their own issues will tell you like they want a man who calls them 5 times, where you at? Why aren't you answering me? Baby, that girl needs help. The fact that she wants that tells you that she has a lack. So we don't want those girls. Recognize that you're feeling anxious and then take a step back. Okay, I feel really weird right now. This stomach feeling that I've had that I've never experienced before, it's anxiety. And I am not going to double text her. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to take a deep breath, put my phone away. I'm not going to text her. My phone is going in the other room and I'm going downstairs to make myself a coffee and make myself a freaking juice. Because I need to not react out of anxiety. That's just gonna make this even worse. Either you're gonna make the girl run away or you're gonna sabotage the relationship. When you're removed, sometimes, I'm not saying like in that exact moment, but just in general, when you're removed a little bit, I want you to actually think like, do you like this person or do you just want them to make you feel good? Now this is gonna sound like you're gonna be like, no, of course I like this person, she's so pretty, oh my god, she's so fun. Honestly, I have been here. I have thought I liked somebody and like I have just like become anxiously attached to them based on like something from how they act. They remind me of my childhood. I've gone into that in other videos, but like I just want the chase and I want to win the chase. I want to win over their love and I want them to tell me I'm enough and I want them to want me. I don't think when I actually was removed and I took my emotions and my feelings away, a lot of times like I didn't actually know if I liked that person. Like, am I actually in love with this person the way that I'm acting and I'm so obsessing over them? No. When you remove your emotions and your feelings and this want and this deep need for them to want you, like, do you actually like them? You might, but a lot of times you don't like them as much as you think. It's the anxiety and it's the want, it's the validation for them, like the chase part of it, that you want them to want you back. That's clouding you. That is the first step you're going to do when you're anxious. You need to figure out you are not going to react and double text and triple text and freak out and call your friends and stalk her. There's some people who will go to the extent of stalking. Be okay with the fact that if this person doesn't want me, okay, and like, then they're not for me. Like, I know I'm the catch. Tell yourself this. I know I'm the catch. I know I have a lot to bring to the table and a girl's lucky to be with me. I'm not saying be cocky, but a girl is lucky to be with you, you know? So even if this person does reject me, let's say, I know it's not gonna feel good, but I'm okay. It doesn't mean that I need to go run to somebody else, but I'm good. I'm good because I know that I'm a catch. You gotta be secure in yourself. Now, okay, you guys got this. So now that you're aware of like maybe you have an anxious problem and maybe you were like in the chase mindset and you weren't really like in your actual masculine energy and being a leader, you've already done like 50% of the work. You're aware. So now every time you're in, you got that weird feeling in you, you know that, okay, this is anxiety. Okay, let me think back to Niti's video. I think this is just me wanting her to want me. I think this is me just feeling rejected when it's not rejection. I think this is just like, I need this person to like validate me. I want to win the chase. Like, I want to like be in control of it. I feel like I'm not good enough sometimes. You can recognize it, what's really happening here, so then you can stop yourself from reacting and making it worse. Reacting would look like texting them, spamming them, calling them again, you know, those kind of things. Now, the other thing I want to say is men lead. Don't forget that men lead. There's a difference between a leader and a chaser. Men lead, but they don't lower their standards. That will look like, yeah, I'm a leader and I make the plans and I text first, but that doesn't mean I triple text. Yeah, I'm a leader, but that doesn't mean that I make initiative with you and I like can express how I feel here and there, but that doesn't mean that I'm like beg. Now, if you don't know what beg means, it means that doesn't mean that I'm obsessed with you and all over you and always gassing you. You know what I mean? That extreme gassing and that extreme chasing, a lot of times I'm telling you, because I've been a girl on the other side of it, it'll turn the girl off. Calling a girl 5 times a day to ask her what she's doing doesn't make me feel like you know your worth. It doesn't make me feel like you're a leader. It makes me feel like you are obsessed with me. And it's in a weird way. It's coming from anxiety and a fear of losing me. It's not coming from a place of like, oh, I love her. Do you know what I mean? The other thing I want to say is that you are not broken. I do not want you to watch this video and feel like, oh my god, I have like these weird patterns and stuff. Like, maybe I'm broken. Like, oh my god, I'm such a mess. Like, I actually think as a man, this might even just scare you. You might even be like, I don't even want to watch any more videos on this because this is just too much for me. This is not meaning that you're broken. And feeling anxious and being in a situation like this, a lot of times is just part of life. A lot of times you live and you learn, and it's not your fault. This is a pattern that you've learned deep in your psyche from your childhood. This is where all my research comes from. And it's not who you are. It's not your personality. It's not engraved in your DNA. It's just a pattern that you're in that you can get out of. Now, the last thing I want to say to you guys is I need you to lead. I need you to lead, not chase. Lead, not chase. I'm a leader. I take action. I plan the dates. I pursue a girl. I go to girls first, but I'm not a chaser. If a girl isn't answering me, I don't get anxious. I don't think I'm less than. You gotta keep it yourself always a little bit above on the pedestal. That doesn't mean treat people like shit. Absolutely not. Whether you're a man or a woman, I always say, in the dating game, you gotta respect yourself a little bit more. You can't be putting the girl above here and worshiping her. You gotta still have your own activities that you do, your own friend group. You gotta have your own work, your goals, career, school, whatever you're focusing on. That is always should be becoming a little bit more important than just chasing the girl, at least in the beginning. As soon as you have this power and balance of putting the girl up here, you're no longer a leader. You're a chaser, and you don't want to be a chaser. Keep your self-worth up. You're the shit. Tell yourself every day, I'm the shit. I have a good career. I have a good head on my shoulders. I'm a kind person. I'd be an amazing boyfriend to a girl one day. I don't need to prove it to her. I don't need to write her paragraphs and tell her that. I know my worth. If somebody doesn't see your worth, do not chase them and try to convince them. Just sit back with your worth. One day somebody will see it. This is my first video for the men. I do think I really spilled some secrets. As a woman, I'm telling you, I like a man who knows his worth. I like a man who leads me, who guides me, but isn't like chasing me like from like a fear of losing me. You know what I mean? Like, then that's like, ugh. I had an experience one time with a man who was a great freaking guy, great guy. I think he would make a great husband. But why was he calling me 5 times a day? Why was he always scared that I was gonna like find somebody else? Like, that man was not in his worth. That man wasn't a competent man that's a leader. Yeah, he was like good in his career, good in his profession, kind, loving, loyal, but the attraction is gone. When a man is coming from that anxiety and doing actions like that, like, you're turning girls off. And I'm literally trying to help you so that you don't do this to yourself. I'm telling you, as a girl, we don't like it. Okay? If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you're a man and this helped you, or like you have any stories like this, or even if you're a girl and you watch this, comment below, because I would actually love to hear like if you've had any experiences like this, or like what your thoughts on are, and like the chase and like the whole thing about that. But yeah, that was everything, and I will see you in the next video.